Dr. Tanya DeSano, recognized as one of America's finest general dentists, provides a full range of cosmetic dentistry services, creating healthy, beautiful, natural-looking smiles. If your smile is not all it should be, schedule an appointment with her today by calling 217-546-0412 or visit her website, prairiedentalgroup.com. And be sure to listen to Dr. DeSano every Saturday morning at 7:30 with Let's Talk Cosmetic Dentistry on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY.
This is Senator Larry Bonke. I met Sarah when she was a reporter covering state government. Representative Sarah Wojcicki Jimenez has the experience as a former journalist and state worker to know what questions to ask and to present fair solutions. Sarah will fight to bring state jobs back to Springfield while pledging to work together for a responsible state budget. I hope you will join me in voting for Sarah Wojcicki Jimenez.
Paid for by friends of Sarah Wojcicki Jimenez.
And with one final nail in the wall, you did it. You are open for business. Whoa, that's no small step, a business. Whether you thrive or fall, it's yours. It's all on you. Now let's get those people coming to your door, huh? I mean, you just gotta get your story out there, right? Ah, your story. That magic little spark plug that says, I'm different. Do business with me. You want to tell your story? You gotta have some words. Prodigious and courtly tomes, wordy words written by wordsmiths, a campaign, a clarion call, motivating messages. We got you covered there. Smart strategists, idea makers, word dreamers. A real ad campaign, as unique as your fingerprint. And systematic and measurable results. You know, results. Ka-ching. Let's do this, now. Midwest Family Broadcasting. Ads that flip and work. Your move.
Tackle winter this year with a John Deere compact utility tractor. Get 0% for 84 months on these winter workhorses. You don't fight Mother Nature, you work with her. Gear up for fall with a new John Deere at Sloan's. This deal ends 10/28/16, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Visit your hometown John Deere dealer, Sloan Implement, for details. Online at sloans.com or visit us on Facebook.
Depend on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY. Now live from our main studio, it's Bishop on Air.
May not talk a lot about it on the air, but when it comes to the water situation in the Village of Chatham, it seems to be what's on a lot of people's minds in the Village of Chatham, especially if they don't like the quality of their water. News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY, joined in studio right now by Village Trustee Matthew Mau. Matt, thanks for taking time with us this morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, Greg. Thanks for having me on.
So, first off, I think a lot of people are going to want to find out, is there a problem? Does the village recognize that there is a problem with the water supply?
You know, I think, we do see that people come to our meetings with examples of water from their homes and pictures of their pipes and other things like that. And, we're looking into these things, I personally don't have any issues with water. And as I talk with people throughout our community, a lot don't, but there's also some that do. And I'm not one that wants to, say people don't have an issue and there's not. But what we're going to be beginning, and what we've done to address some of these problems in the past is in the near past is we've worked with got some new engineers that are working with the water and specialize in water issues. We're working with the IEPA and participating in the audit of the water plant. We're going to also be instituting a flushing program, and that program is going to flush outward from the water tower outwards, and hopefully a lot of that stuff that's in the pipes and that some may be seeing in their homes will be flushed out. And I believe that will alleviate a lot of the issues some people are having throughout our community. And like I said, I know some are having issues. I've talked to people all over, and we need to work on that.
Village Trustee Matthew Mau joins us live in studio with News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. And we're talking about the water situation in Chatham. And, up to this point, I think a lot of people who have had problems with their water, they felt like the village wasn't listening. They felt like maybe the village looked at them like they were crazy. Why has it taken this long over the past few months, and some would say a year and a half, if not 2 years or so? Why has it taken this long for that recognition and for something to be done? Like you said, the flushing process that's expected, and having an audit of the water commission and so on. Why has it taken so long?
Well, Greg, unfortunately, it has taken some time, and I've been looking into issues, and other officials in the community have on the board, and as well as those that are with the village. But couple of things with those raising concerns, and that I want to look into doing is we need to do a reset and begin to work together as a community, because it doesn't. I mean, even though I may not have bad water at my home, but a neighbor, at another subdivision does. And, the way I look at Chatham is we're all neighbors. We all pay the same utility rates. We all pay the same prices, electric, water, et cetera. And I think in the future you're going to see some major movement on this and working together as a community, because I think that's so important, because every time we have issues like this, negative, it doesn't necessarily put a good light on our community, and I think that hurts everyone in the community. And I especially want to work on that, and I'm always happy to take citizen concerns and issues, and I've called Chatham home my entire life, and as a trustee now and as a trustee in my first term, this was a major issue. And the water plant has been built. Now we have to work with it, and we got to make it right for the people.
What are some of the lessons that you are taking away as a village trustee and someone who's very much concerned about the village in this whole water situation, from the initial change of the contract from CWLP to Chatham, and the building of this water plant, and then all the fallout that we've seen, and it's been documented. Half of the village doesn't have a problem, the other half does have a problem. So what kind of lessons are you able to take away as somebody who is interested in public service?
Well, I've always been concerned about this, and the water is not a new issue. So I first looked into running and ran in 2007, and this was a hot topic. Then the water issue was, and I would attend meetings, and they'd talk about the water, and just from then to now, we had all the studies done and the numbers, and what I've learned is we gotta, and I'm a type of person that looks at the whole story, whole issue. I don't just choose those that don't have issues because I don't have issues with it. I like to hear everybody's side so I can form the right opinion and form the right decision, because this has been an issue that is shaping and will shape Chatham for its future. And I've called it home my entire life, and I intend to stay there, and that's very important to me.
Well, and to build that plant, a lot of taxpayer debt taken on, and that's another issue altogether when talking about making Chatham somewhat independent, right? 7:44 now with News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. We're talking with Matt Mau, village trustee for the Village of Chatham, recognizing there is a water problem and laying out some of the things that's going to be done about it. We'll lay those out there again for people just now tuning in. But again, let's delve into the background here. How did we get to the point where we broke away from Chatham to having a contract with CWLP to having its own standalone water system? Why was that decision made?
Well, this, like I said just moments ago, I said this is not necessarily a new issue. The issue's been talked about under former mayors. We've been looking at it for some time, and I was on the board when the decision was actually made to leave. But like I said, it wasn't a new issue. And the decision was made in part, and let me be straight up here, I was the only trustee to vote against the plant. I believed we had a good water supply where we were. I believe we had a good price where we were. And there wasn't a lot of citizens that had issues for leaving or staying. I think more. They
probably weren't thinking about it at the time,
more
right?
said, let's stay. We have good water. But, there wasn't really a big group that said, let's leave either. or let's go on our own. So in about we made the decisions about 2009 on when I was on my first term, and we were talking about independence and growth and how we could make sure we control the destiny of Chatham and the future of Chatham. And at the time I said, what do we want the future and destiny of Chatham to look like? And I know a lot of people are asking that same question now. And as someone that has lived in Chatham my entire life, I do want to work on that and have been working on that for some time. And because it's a top issue.
Water is essential for life. And again, for people just now tuning in, and we even have some asking to kind of break down again some of the things that you say are going to be done about it. But there is a recognition that there's a problem. And if you are just now tuning in, talking with Matt Mau, village trustee, and you brought with you some of the bullet points of what is being done about it. So recognition of the problem, first off. But then people want to know, how are they going to be able to turn on their faucet and actually drink that water again?
Yeah, so one thing that we did, we discussed this at our last meeting and announced that we're looking into hiring special counsel to review some of the issues people have talked about, whether it's bonding or the creation of the commission. We have not made a decision as to who that counsel is going to be. It's probably going to be made within the next 20, 30 days. We're working on that. And we also hope to have some answers back, within the next few months, and how to move forward and what for sure to do. As far as what, I had somebody ask me about what are we going to do with that decision, and it's not a tool for or against the commission, but it's to answer and to simplify some of the questions people have had and issues and concerns people have raised. And I believe that's the most important thing, is to address those issues and respond to those that have had issues.
So those are some of the questions raised about the commission and the business side of things, but what about the quality of the water? How is that going to be addressed?
Water, like I said, the major thing we're doing there is working with the flushing program, and that's going to start here soon. And like I said, I believe it will fix a lot of the issues people are having. It'll clean out our pipes. It'll clean whatever's in there out. We had two different types of water. We had the surface water from CWLP, and we have the groundwater that we have now with the commission. And so that's the real major thing we have going as far as the quality in the near future.
So again, recognition something is wrong, and looking to take steps to alleviate, number one, the questions, to find answers, and then number two, to get better quality for the ratepayers there in the Village of Chatham. Village Trustee Matthew Mau joining us in the studio with News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Matt, also, how is this playing into your bid for mayor of Chatham?
Well, I tell you, as 4 years ago I ran for mayor of our community, and this was a top issue then, and it's an issue now, of course, because as you said, water is essential to everyone and to life. And and the way I talk with people is, like I said, I want to hear your concerns, and I want to hear your concerns because like we said, water is so essential to our community and to us. And I don't turn a deaf ear to anyone. And, as I go door to door, I hear those that have issues. And, I've seen some of the effects it's had on some homes. And then on the other hand, I've had some that have said they don't have an issue. But again, I want to hear all sides. If the water's great, tell me. If the water's not. And, we've been going door to door talking with folks, and, I've enjoyed serving the public, and, again, I'm running for mayor in the April election, and that process is just beginning. So,
and we'll talk more about that, and surely the water quality and the issue of the commission is all going to be brought up into the election cycle. So, Matthew Mau, village trustee for the Village of Chatham, thank you for taking time this morning and laying out their recognition of the concerns, but also what is being done about it.
Thank you, Craig.
News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY, now 7:50. It's time to enjoy Culver's Original or Buffalo Chicken Tenders at Culver's West on Wabash.